14th World Cup finals kicked off last night in dramatic fashion. We look back on Argentina's defeat by Cameroon. We preview today's first game for the host Italy. What's the atmosphere like in Rome for tonight's clash with Austria? And what are the Austrians themselves? Is Tony Polster the man to make the Italians stumble at the first hurdle? And with England's opening match just 2 days away, we talk live to the England captain, Brian Robson. Good afternoon. So, James, catching up on what's in the press?
Yes, this actually is the Salman Rushdie Gazette from the Emirates talking about the match last night, which, as you can see, Cameroon are too big a handful for Diego. Gotcha. Lovely. Great.
And our referee
And our referee is Clive. Now, this is the Saint and Greavsie mascot for the World Cup. For a booking offence, we just do that. For a sending off, we go, ah! And if it's a really diabolical decision, folks, we go, like that, you see. And there's Clive.
Right.
Clive is Welsh, of course.
Of course.
I don't know who after.
Right. Well, so after all the months of anticipation, the first action of the 14th World Cup finals is behind us. Yesterday evening, the trophy holders Argentina, Maradona and all opened up against one of the outsiders, Cameroon. A foregone conclusion? By no means.
Well, here's a free kick to Cameroon. Up goes... It's in there! They've scored! Cameroon! The 10 men! And what celebrations as Biek. There was a terrible mistake by Pompidou. Here we are again. Flicked up in the air by Makanaki, knocked down by him and squirming under the goalkeeper's body.
A diabolical goal to lose, Jim, by the champions.
Oh, not a very happy goalkeeping.
But we've got to obviously talk about the refereeing and the decisions that the referee took in the game, because we're talking about 2 sending off and 4 bookings.
4 bookings, yeah. I thought overall, funny enough, Ian, it was a clean game. There were 1 or 2 dodgy moments in it. Here's one coming up. I've put it down a lot to the Cameroons not really being able to tackle properly. I think they... that was a little bit nasty, I must admit.
Now, this is the first sending off, which I must say at the time, I didn't think it was a sending off offence.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a sending off offence. They got tangled up. But he enjoyed it, didn't he? I mean, he quite enjoyed the adulation of the crowd.
Well, here's the second one. The same player, Kanizia, going through,
doing well,
gets past the first hurdle, goes by the second hurdle, but no chance with this one.
I think he'd have got sent off at Twickenham for that, Saint, let alone the World Cup. I think you've got to argue that. But the referees, I think, are going to overreact to this directive that's been given to them by FIFA to be strict. And it's going to look and put a lot of pressure on players, a lot of pressure on themselves. And I'm just wondering whether the directive is not a little bit too strong.
A couple of the things I think is right about it. They've been told to keep the game flowing at free kicks, don't have players standing on the ball, which I think is right. For players not to do laps of honour when they score, which again I think is right. Let's get on with the game. So a couple of things I feel is right, Jim.
But to be told that they might be out of the World Cup if they don't satisfy the authorities, I think is totally wrong.
Too much pressure on them, as you say.
Much too much, yeah.
Right, well, now the focus switches to tonight's action on ITV. Beginning at 7:35, you can see the hosts Italy live up against the team we've highlighted as being a potential surprise, Austria. Now, the game takes place in Rome's refurbished Olympic Stadium. And for an update on how the city is looking forward to the clash, and indeed what the Italian reaction was to last night's big kick-off, here's our man in the Eternal City, Gary Newborn.
These are a selection of today's Italian newspapers, and they're all crucifying Maradona. The Italian press, rather like their football supporters, do blow hot and cold all the while, but their criticisms of the world champions after the most sensational defeat for years in the World Cup is, of course, quite understandable. Let's have a look at some of the headlines. La Gazzetta dello Sport, the most popular of the Italian newspapers, says Maradona KO'd, Maradona humiliated. Tutto Sport says Maradona ripped apart. And Corriere dello Sport says Maradona risks elimination. And they also say Argentina really humiliated. Newspapers are one of the very few things that come cheap in Rome. The Eternal City is certainly cashing in on the World Cup finals. It's become Rip-Off City. Whether it's a restaurant, a bar or a shop, the chances are that you'll have to pay well over the top. Taxis seem to have a supplement for just about everything. One tried to charge me an extra £3 just because he had a radio. Another doubled his prices after 10 o'clock at night. Some tourist areas are real money traps. The souvenir boys in the Pantheon Square really go to town with their plastic replicas. So 45 is £23. It was 17 you just offered me.
From England.
Come from England, so you're now offering me cheaper than your friend now, so 30, what's that?
Okay,
15
give me £15, right?
£15?
Yeah.
Can I have a think about it? Thanks. The restaurants are also keen to empty your wallet, but at least the sights here are free. Well, it's very pleasant just sitting here watching the world go by and all the beautiful people and having a nice cold beer. Mind you, this is £5 a throw. There's a £3 cover charge just to sit here. I think, though, that football's going to get in the way on this trip. Cheers. It's not really. Meanwhile, there's been an unexpected safety scare at Rome's Olympic Stadium, where 6 World Cup matches, including the final, will be played. Italy's Interior Ministry claim it isn't safe, despite £80 million being spent on rebuilding the 85,000 all-seater stadium. They say the terracing is uneven and escape routes for the spectators are inadequate, but it's been agreed that the matches can go ahead if the necessary changes are made after the World Cup finishes. The Italian team had their first training session at the stadium yesterday. The major worry for Italy's manager, Piccini, in the opening match is Austria's success at set pieces, and he still has to decide the 11th spot for tonight's team. 2 Juventus players are vying for that place up front, Salvatore Schillaci and Roberto Baggio. This is Baggio. He became the world's most expensive player when Juventus paid Fiorentina £8 million for him in the spring. I asked him if he had to prove his worth in the World Cup. Baggio says it's flattering to be valued at such a price, but he says he's still got to play well and score goals to justify the incredible fee. One thing is for sure, there'll be thousands of flags at the Olympic Stadium tonight. Italy is preparing to cheer on the team they believe will win the World Cup. But there is a country across the border who is preparing to spoil the party in Rome. Jerry Harrison has been finding out all about the Austrians.
A few months ago, Tony Polster was an isolated figure in Austrian football. The Austrian fans didn't approve of him playing in Spain when the rest of the squad were with home-based clubs. They said he was big and clumsy, they didn't like him, and the feeling was mutual. For the final qualifying game against East Germany, which Austria had to win, Polster was really fired up. He said he was playing for his country, but against the fans. And a hat-trick proved his point and put Austria into the finals with Polster the hero. But he was so incensed by his treatment, he refused to join in the lap of honour. Here in Italy, Polster, 33 goals for Seville this season, is keeping a low profile in an Austrian squad which has had a very impressive World Cup warm-up, with victories over Spain and Holland, with another big goal scorer suddenly emerging at international level. Number 14, Gerhard Rodax, combining well with Polster here to set up the equaliser in Spain. And then, 2 minutes from the end, the no-hoper who scored 35 goals in Austrian football won the match like this. Apart from goalkeeper Klaus Lindenberger, who's 33, Austria is a young team, perhaps too young. Average age 24, only the Americans are younger. But they're also the tallest, with plenty of midfield players and defenders who can cause trouble in the air, which they certainly did against Holland recently in another impressive win. There's a word in German, the Saint would know it, he speaks a foreign language anyway. It's Schlecht Pessimismus, running yourself down, giving yourself no chance. It's the typical Austrian approach. Tony Polster isn't like that. That's why he's so successful in Spain and why he can do interviews in Italian, saying he'll score against them tonight. The Austrians aren't too sure whether to stick with the old Schlecht Pessimismus against Italy or go for Polster and his left foot.
Well, James, this is going to be quite a match this evening.
I think it'll be a great game. It could be one of the best games of the lot. very fascinating, because the Italians won't want to lose a goal, will they?
Well, they've always been slow starters, Italy, in all the World Cup tournaments that I've ever seen. They're very slow starters.
Yeah.
I think Austria have a great chance tonight to go at them, and at home they'll be panicking. As you say, they won't want to lose
I'll tell
it.
you what, they're 12-1, and the old Roonies were 12-1 yesterday to beat Argentina. And Austria have got to be a better bet than Cameroon's, really. Yeah. So I think it'll be a fascinating game. It looks good. I mean, Polster will play. It looks as though Radox might be in the bath. I mean, Rodax on the bench.
Yes.
Sorry, yes.
But as you know, they're my outside tip, Austria.
I know they are. And a very good tip they are too, sir.
I should be very interested to look at that one tonight. Time for a quick break now. In part 2, we've the answer to last weekend's schoolboy competition and another poser for you in which you can win £2,000. Well, also we go live to the England camp in Sardinia to talk to Brian Robson, so stay with us.
Happiness is a cigar called Hamlet, the mild cigar.
Only Heineken can do this.
Funny how things turn out. I wanted to be a dancer, but Mother wouldn't hear of it. Nice girls aren't dancers. And then the war came, and there's me, a dispatch rider in the army. I could still strip a two-stroke engine. Anyway, nice girl that I was, I got married. 2nd of June, 43. 2 days leave and a honeymoon in Huddersfield. Didn't impress Mother. Well, neither did Harry till we bought our own place, years later. Talk of things coming in threes. Harry had an accident at work. We got burgled, thank heavens for the insurance, and I was pregnant, too. Kids. The other day, my grandson said to me, could a man ever be Prime Minister? Well, you never know, I said, but probably not in my lifetime.
Guardian Royal Exchange. Life may let you down, our policies won't.
Drum, drum. Work, hard. Drum. High-performance toiletries for men.
100 degrees Celsius. Saltiest water. Where'd it come from?
Well, that's the next thing for all you to work out.
In 1964, Clive James went up to Cambridge. In this Sunday's Observer, he's going back.
Welcome back to the ITV World Cup studio. Don't forget, we have another competition for you shortly, but first we're going to concentrate on the home nation's part in this year's tournament. England's first match against the Republic of Ireland is one you can watch live on this channel. That's on Monday, kick-off at 8 o'clock. The England squad have been in their Sardinia base now for 15 days, while the Irish arrived in Calgary just last night. Now, we can now call on England skipper Brian Robson. Good afternoon, Brian. Brian,
Hi,
good
Ian. Hi, Jim.
Mate? What was your reaction to the game last night, Brian?
Delighted, really. All the lads were very pleased with that result. Because I think to start the competition like that, it just proves that no matter which team you're playing against, it's going to be a hard game.
What about the referee? Did you see that as being a potential danger to players like yourself who like to get tucked in a bit?
Well, we've all been warned that referees are going to clamp down. And that's exactly what the referee did do in that game. I thought the first sending off was very harsh. The second one, I think he was probably justified in sending the lad off.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Now, you could actually, depending on where you qualify, meet Cameroons now, couldn't you? Because the Argies could go out. Do you fancy that?
No, I don't fancy playing against Cameroon after what I saw last night. But, no, I mean, at this stage, the main thing is for us to qualify. And we know we've got 3 tough games coming up against the Republic, Holland and Egypt. And we've got to concentrate on them. And at the end of the day, you can't plan on who you're going to play against or anything like that. You've just got to make sure you qualify and you take whoever comes.
Now, your own fitness, Brian, you must be delighted that you're going into this World Cup, not the way you went into the Mexico one, really fit. You've had a good rest throughout the season.
Yeah, a lot of people have said to me that when I had the hernia operation, it gave me a good rest in the season. And now I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling 100%. My fitness feels good. I'm just looking forward to the game starting.
Do you know the team? Has the manager told you the team yet?
No, the boss hasn't told us the team yet, Ian. He said he's not going to name the side. And well, we'll probably hear it tomorrow, but he's not going to name it until about an hour before the kick-off. Doesn't want to give Jack Charlton any favours.
Yeah. We assume you'll be in it, obviously.
I certainly hope so, Jim.
Yeah. Have you had any contact with England supporters while you've been out there, Brian?
No, we just heard that last night, the first time there was a bit of trouble, 14 people were arrested for a bit of fracas outside of a bar. We heard that some Swedish journalists had set the supporters up by buying them drinks, and there was cameramen there to get it. But I don't think the police have charged anybody with anything serious. But that's the only bit of trouble I've heard of so far. Oh, hopefully it'll stay at that now.
Yeah, sure.
So you're down to the stadium today?
Yes, all the players have got to go down to get accreditations to allow us to get into the ground to play the match. And then we're going on then to the pitch to train tonight.
Okay. Oh, cheers.
Good luck, Brian.
Good luck, Brian. Thanks for talking to us, mate.
Thanks very much, both.
Cheers, pal.
So, now what about England's first opponents, the Republic of Ireland? Well, Tony Francis is our man following Jack Charlton's men around, and here's his up-to-date report.
No fanfare, no fuss, just a stroll up the lane for the Irish lads who'll be trying to unwind between now and Monday night. They haven't been used to this sort of attention in Malta, which is precisely why Jack Charlton kept his squad there until the last moment. Now he's in Italy, he loves it.
Lovely here, isn't it? Smashing. I like places by the sea. I can sit and look at the sea all day. That's very nice here.
The players were on the beach in no time. In fact, it was like home from home for Arsenal's David O'Leary.
Well, I've holidayed here for the last 4 years, coming back in July for another few weeks. Hopefully it's had happy times here, and hopefully it'll continue to, starting from Monday onwards now.
The Irish hotel is only 3 miles down the beach from England's headquarters, a prospect which didn't exactly delight the Sardinian police.
I don't know why. I mean, it's pretty secure. There's only one road in and one road out. And it's, you can't get in either beach, apparently. The England are about 5 miles down the road. I think it was just that they got in first, England, when they had the advantage of knowing that they were going to be here, and got everything sorted out, and then we had to take second bits, which we're not really keen on. And then when we get told we can't even have the second bits, we dig our heels in a little bit.
While English fans were reported to be running amok 30 miles away in Cagliari, Jack was in his element, quietly plotting England's downfall and hoping for his own netfall.
Well, I think that Big Jack's probably just worried about how many he would have caught if it had been out there. I don't think he'd be worried about the World Cup at all. And Robson is resigned to winning the World Cup.
Well, very smart.
Did you get that one?
Yeah, very smart.
Did you get it?
Yes. But Big Jack has taken his team to Italy late. Now, I think that's not a bad idea.
Oh, good idea, Ian. Good idea. I think you can go to all these venues too early. I think Jack's play. They talk about Jack. Jack's a true pro. You know that. Yes. He's done everything right.
He's a shreddy, an old shreddy. Right, well, now to Scotland and their opening game against Costa Rica. Well, it's also live on ITV. That kicks off on Monday at 4 o'clock. Hazel Irvine is with the Scottish squad in their camp near Genoa, and I gather, Greavsie, that we're about to get a bit of stick in a report.
Not us.
In the heart of the Scottish camp, you'll find an Englishman, Yorkshire-born Alan Hodgkinson. The former Sheffield United and England goalkeeper puts his Scottish counterparts through their specialised paces, all the while determined to dispel the myth of the inept Scottish goalie.
The Scottish goalkeeper has been pilloried right from the Frank Affey days, right through to Alan Rough. There was nobody got more criticism than Alan Rough. And there's a boy, a chap there, who had a wonderful Scotland career of 50-odd caps. And now Jim Leighton, 50-odd caps as well, has beat that record. Now, goalkeepers are not that bad if they play for the country 50-odd times. I mean, there's quite a few England goalkeepers who've never had a cap, who would give the right arm to achieve that landmark.
Rivalry for the #1 Scottish spot has been intensified in recent weeks. Hibernian's Andy Gorham is pushing his great friend Jim Leighton hard. Leighton, now with 55 caps, has been through a harrowing time since being dropped by Manchester United from the FA Cup final replay.
Jim Leighton is a super guy, a super worker, and I'm sure that people like Neville Southall, like Peter Shilton, they all make mistakes, but we're looking for a little bit of fairness all round. Let's have a little bit of fairness all round.
Hodgkinson, though, has so much confidence in his squad that he has a suggestion for our own Mr. Greaves, who, as we all know, is never one to mince his words as far as Scottish goalkeepers are concerned.
Make no mistake, all three goalkeepers are battling for the place against Costa Rica. And if I could send a message to my friend Mr. Jimmy Greaves, why doesn't he come up here and meet the Scottish goalkeepers face to face and just tell him from me? That will be very gentle with him. And probably we'll throw him in the sea, but we'll be very, very gentle. And I think it's about time he came up and see. I'll pay his fare, tell him. But that's only a joke. He's got more money than me.
God, dear. Odgie. Now, I was with Odgie in '62 World Cup in Chile. We're big buddies. And him talking about paying my fare. He's a Yorkshireman, no chance, is it? He's paying my fare. And I'll tell you what, you weren't too impressed with Frank Affey, was you, when we beat you 9-3 at Wembley? But still, we didn't have a go, actually. We didn't. It wasn't us that had a go at Scottish goalkeepers the other night. It was that Emily News. Now, it was Emily News that had a go.
It was. I mean, I defend him. In fact, you said that Jim Leighton had killed for all time the Scottish jokes.
I did indeed, and actually nobody felt more sorry for Jim Leighton in the cup final than me. I thought it was a disgrace what happened to him. But ending on Odgie's note about that any goalkeeper would give his right arm to play for Scotland. Odgie, I think that's got to go in the old Coleman balls, that one, isn't it?
That will get a mention for all time.
That's a cracker. Well done, Alan Hodgkinson. Keep the lads at it, pal.
All I would say is I think some of our goalkeepers did give the right arm. OK, now it's competition time, and before we set this week's poser, we'll reveal the answer to last week's quiz. The top prize was a full set of the 23 official Football League videos, one for each First Division club, plus 3 specials, and 10 runners-up prizes of the video of your choice. Now, first, the answers. 3 youngsters scoring in an England-Scotland schoolboy international 10 years ago. And we ask you to identify the 3 goal scorers. And this is goal number 1, and none other than Paul McStay. And let's hope that Paul gets one like that come Monday, Jim.
Be happy with that, wouldn't he?
Yes.
Not one in like that.
Now, this goal, I thought, might be a little bit of a tester. This was Ali Dick, who played on the left wing for Scotland.
Right. Ali, who went to Tottenham.
Yes.
And I don't know what's happened to Ali now. None of us seem to know.
Now, this was a beauty.
This was a great goal. A goal to remember by a player whose name I forget at the moment. No, it's Paul Rideout. Yeah. There you are, Paul Rideout scoring there.
Well, our top prize winner is Andrew Lawrence of Brookfield Road, Edmonton, North London. And the 10 runners-up are as follows. Mrs. C. Smith and Battersea, there you go, Gary Farmer. And funny enough, Jim, we had a lot of Scots who wrote in.
Well, you had 2 Scotsmen scoring goals, say, didn't you?
Well,
so, I mean,
yeah.
you know, they recognised them, obviously.
Okay.
Congratulations to them. Videos are on the way, chaps.
Right. Now, for the first of our series of World Cup competition. And this week, we want you to select the top 3 goals from the 1986 Mexico World Cup. The prize on offer is £2,000 in cash. So pay attention closely as we give you 6 goals to choose from. Goal A, Diego Maradona's legal effort against England in the quarter-final.
And he's hurting England.
Goal B is by Manuel Negrete for Mexico against Bulgaria.
Still Mexico. Oh!
Goal C, England's own Gary Lineker, his first goal against Poland.
The third.
Goal D, the wizardry of Michael Laudrup against Uruguay.
Laudrup seems to ghost past defenders as though they don't exist. This is going to be one of the goals of the tournament. Magnificent. The boy's a genius.
Goal E, Igor Belanov for the Soviet Union against Belgium. And finally, goal F, it's Diego Maradona again for Argentina against Belgium.
Get it, the defender. Maybe their chances in this one against Maradona as 1 in 10. Here's Maradona now. Is this number 2? Oh, brilliant.
So let's recap. Goal A, Diego Maradona against England. Goal B, Negretti. Goal C, Gary Lineker. Goal D, Laudrup. Goal E, Belanov. Goal F, Diego Maradona again against Belgium. So if you fancy a crack at the £2,000 prize, here's how to enter. Select your top 3 in order and then ring this number, 0898 9000 90. Leave the letters of the top 3 goals in order together with your name and your telephone number. The call will cost you 25p per minute, cheap rate, or 38p per minute at other times. The number again, 0898 9000 90. Alternatively, if you want to enter by post, you can do so by putting your selection on a postcard and sending it to ITV World Cup Mexico Goals Competition, London Weekend Television, London, SE 996YW. So good luck. The result and another competition will be on next Saturday's show.
Are we picking that?
Eh?
Are we picking the winners?
We are picking the winners.
Oh, in that case, we'll split the difference and get a
Split
grand apiece. Yeah.
Now, just one story, Jim, that's in the headlines, the Swindon Town fiasco, where they've been put from the First Division now back into the Third Division.
That's right.
Now, I mean, they had this wonderful day out at Wembley when they won, rightly so, to get a place in the First Division. And because of illegal payments by the club to the players, they've been relegated to the Third.
It is my humble opinion, Ian, that this is the most disgraceful decision ever in the history of our domestic game. Because what has been levied at Swindon Town, I am pretty certain, could be levied at 3/4 of the Football League clubs. And therefore you would have a third division of about 70 clubs and none in the first and the second. I think it was obviously a revenue affair, illegal payments. I mean, it's got nothing to do with the breaking of rules as I see it, as they've not done anything wrong.
That's right. So, I mean, really, had the Inland Revenue done their bit and that had nothing to do with the football, they'd still be in the First Division.
Well, that's how I see it, and I don't see how the league can get involved in this. And the decision they've made is totally disgraceful. That's it.
OK, well, that's it for now. Before we go, let me just recap the World Cup coverage coming your way on ITV in the next few days. Tonight at 7:35, there's a host Italy against Austria live from a frenzied Olympic Stadium in Rome. Tomorrow, 3:30, there's a USA against Czechoslovakia, that one in Florence. And then on Monday afternoon, Scotland's opening game against Costa Rica. We're on the air at 3:25. And then England against the Republic of Ireland at Monday evening at 7:35. All those games live on ITV. OK, Jim and I will be together again the same time next Saturday. I hope you'll be able to join us then. Enjoy the football. See you next week. Bye-bye for now.